Ready? Good evening and welcome to tonight's Warren City Council meeting. We'll begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, Madam President.
Mr. Bacamino? Here. Ms. Comartin? Present. Mr. Green?
Here.
Mr. Liss?
I am here.
Mr. Sadowski?
Here.
Mr. Stevens?
Present.
Ms. Vogt? Here. Mr. Warner?
Here.
Camp present.
Item number 4, adoption of the consent agenda.
Need a motion and support?
So moved.
Support with discussion, Madam Chair?
Motion by Mr. Green, support by Ms. Comartin. Discussion, Ms. Comartin.
Yes, I would just like to pull off 4C in regards to interest rate. It's a blank, and I'd like to have that just added to the agenda for discussion. Anybody knows the interest rate on that one?
I would imagine our controller does.
Thank you.
Okay, any other discussion regarding the consent agenda? Seeing or hearing none, I'll call the question. Mr. Green?
Yes.
Ms. Comartin?
Yes.
Mr. Bacamino?
Yes.
Mr. Liss?
Yes.
Mr. Sadowski?
Yes.
Mr. Stevens?
Yes.
Ms. Vogt?
Yes.
Mr. Warner?
Yes.
Camp, yes. The motion passed unanimously.
Next agenda item is item number 5, adoption of the agenda.
So moved.
Support.
Motion by Ms. Vogt, support by Mr. Green. Discussion, Mr. Sadowski?
Madam Chair, the item that Ms. Comartin had removed from the consent agenda, 4C, will be 13H under correspondence from the mayor.
Any other discussion regarding the agenda? Seeing or hearing none, I'll call the question. Ms. Vogt?
Yes.
Mr. Green?
Yes.
Ms. Comartin?
Yes.
Mr. Bacamino?
Yes.
Mr. Liss?
Yes.
Mr. Sadowski?
Yes.
Mr. Stevens?
Yes.
Mr. Warner?
Yes.
Camp, yes. The motion passed unanimously.
Item number 6, approval of the minutes of the special meeting of April 20th, 2011, and the regular meeting of April 26th, 2011.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Warner,
Support.
support by Mr. Green. Any discussion?
Madam Chair, discussion on the regular meeting minutes.
Ms. Comartin?
Going over to page 24, very last paragraph. The resident's name on that particular item is Todd Lovas, and it's Lovas. So just a correction of spelling on there. Going over to page 25, it should be Mr. Lovas, so same change. It's just spelled incorrectly and his first name was wrong.
Any other discussion regarding the minutes? Seeing or hearing none, I'll call the question. Mr. Warner?
Yes.
Mr. Green?
Yes.
Ms. Comartin?
Yes.
Mr. Bacamino?
Yes.
Mr. Liss?
Yes.
Mr. Sadowski?
Yes.
Mr. Stevens?
Yes.
Ms. Vogt?
Yes.
Camp, yes. The motion passed unanimously.
Item number 7, approval of the bills.
Need a motion and support on the list of bills?
Madam Chair, I'll move approval of the bills, and then we, City Council, pay the bills.
Support.
Motion by Mr. Liss, support by Ms. Vogt. Any discussion?
Madam Chair, discussion?
Ms. Comartin?
Good evening, is Mr. Malzak here? Malushik? Good evening.
Hi.
How are you?
Good.
Good. One, I wanted to thank you for the backup, and actually, when I called and sent in my checks, you even were very proactive. You called me on one and did an explanation of the breakdown, since it was a high bonding amount. on that, and you explained how that was coming out, where it was coming from, so I appreciate that, and that was in regards to the U.S. bank check, and that was on page 12, and that was check number 505645. The second point of discussion, it was your letter that we received. And I just would like to make a comment that a lot of us, work second jobs. We do get our packages on Friday. I know the bills that are sent over a little bit earlier. It is very difficult to sometimes to get all our questions together until we review the list of bills and then get our backup and look at the backup. I know that you guys do your own checks and balances. There are a lot of things that, since we do not have a line item budget, that there's a lot of changes between departmental lines. So just to let you know that I appreciate your timeline, but just to let you know that that will be very difficult for probably a lot of us to follow that, to have all the questions in by like Thursday or Friday when, we don't even have a chance to get the backup.
If you read my memo, it actually is that your timeline is Monday at noon, so that gives you basically 4 days, because I send in the stuff to Marcia at Thursday at noon, so that is 4 full days that you guys do have to review the data.
Well, in reality, my list comes in on, Monday morning to you.
Yes.
I usually,
Yep.
fax it in Monday, I get my backup, and then review it from that point. I appreciate it and appreciate your timeline.
Okay.
But it's just very helpful to be flexible with one another in these times. It's very hard enough as it is for people to even keep their jobs, let alone, try to work, 2 full-time jobs. So I appreciate it.
I encourage the questions, it's just that I don't like them when they're right here at this point in time when I don't have time to research it. I think
Well-
it's inefficient for all of council, for the citizens at home, for the audience, for the employees that we're paying overtime to. So what I'm trying to do is get efficiency into the process. I'm trying to save the city money, and so that's the bottom line that I'm trying to do.
Right. The other thing that I was very pleased to hear that, if we do have a question and it seems very important, that you will have the department here to get the answer.
Yep.
So I appreciate that, and I noticed that in your letter too. So that was great. Thank you very much. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Any other
Madam
comments?
Chair.
Ms. Vogt?
Thank you, Madam Chair. It would be nice if someone could come down and move that board. Good evening, Mr. Malasek. I had called and asked you a question about the budget, one particular item, and, oh wait, Ron, someone's there to get it. Hold on.
Yeah.
You are not able to give me an answer without first running it past the mayor?
No, what I have to do is I just have to review it, make sure that I have all my facts in line first, and then I do review a lot of the data that I have with my boss. It's just typical protocol, yeah.
Okay. For you and I to meet, I have to call the mayor and ask his permission first? Is that what you've told me?
No, you can start with me, you can call, and then I'll just make sure that it's fine, and then from there, we can get together.
Okay. You have to get the mayor's permission.
I run a lot of things through my boss, so yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Did you meet with Mr. Bacamino about the budget?
I did.
Did you meet with Mr. Warner about the budget?
I did.
About Mr. Green?
Mr. Green, yes, I did.
And Mr. Stevens?
I did.
How about Mr. Sadowski?
I did.
Okay. Did you meet with them at City Hall?
No, I did not.
You met with them at Clubs LaSalle?
I think so, yep.
All of them?
Not at the same time.
Not at the same time?
No, different sessions.
Okay. Because I have information to the contrary, but we'll investigate that later. Did you have to ask the mayor for permission to meet with each of them?
I run through a lot of things with my boss. I'm not sure if I did with that one, but maybe. I'm not sure. I don't
You're
remember.
not sure?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's not a hard and fast rule for you to have to talk to the mayor about every person you meet with.
I use my professional judgment.
And in your professional judgment, you have to get permission before you can speak with me?
I would say if my boss is running for mayor against you as an opponent, yes, I would imagine that I would need permission to talk to you.
Mr. Melsek, I am a member of the city council, an elected member, sitting member of city council. I am entitled to information. How am I going to do my job if you and Mr. Fouts are going to pick and choose what information I get?
Ms. Vogt, has there been anything that I have ever not given you in a timely basis?
Yes,
What?
the information I requested regarding the budget. Just one item I asked you about.
And I told you that was a $7 million item. I gave you
You gave me a partial answer.
I gave you over 85% of the answer, which was the Rizzo settlement, which I'm sure you know all about that Rizzo settlement. And there's other aspects of it that I haven't had total time to research. I'm on my way. I'm almost there. And I apologize that I haven't gotten back to you as quickly as I've wished. I don't see the mayor on a daily basis. I do the best I can. I've been very good with all 9 of you. I've done the best I can with all 9 of you. I don't pick favorites. I'm just doing my job.
But sometimes you have to ask the mayor's permission for some of us, but not all of us.
I wouldn't say that. I would just say sometimes I use my professional judgment to depend on what I need to do to get my job done.
All right. I would appreciate, since, it was last week that I called you, if you'd get that information to me.
No
I'd
problem.
appreciate it very much.
Yep.
Okay? Thank you.
Any other questions regarding the list of bills?
That was about the list of bills.
Ms. Comartin?
I'm sorry, Mr. Malzak. There is an item that I pulled off the consent agenda, and I'd hate to have you stay to the very end.
That has to do with the building department, Ms. Comartin. I don't have any answers on
You
it.
don't have any answers on
No.
that? Fine, thank you.
You'll have to get someone from there.
All right, thank you.
Go ahead and call the question, Mr. Liss.
Yes.
Ms. Vogt?
Yes.
Mr. Warner?
Yes.
Mr. Stevens?
Yes.
Mr. Sadowski?
Yes.
Mr. Green?
Yes.
Ms. Comartin?
Yes,
Mr. Bacamino?
Yes.
Camp, yes. The motion passed unanimously.
Item number 8, this item was tabled on 4/12/2011, approval of Building Authority Check 1419.
Need a motion to remove the item from the table.
So moved.
Motion by Ms. Vogt to remove from the table.
Support.
Support to remove from the table by Mr. Liss. Do a roll call, Ms. Vogt.
Madam Chair, discussion?
I have to remove from the table first. Ms. Vogt.
Yes to remove from the table.
Mr. Liss.
Yes.
Mr. Green.
No.
Ms. Comartin.
Yes,
Mr. Bacamino.
No to remove.
Mr. Warner.
Yes.
Mr. Stevens.
Yes.
Mr. Sadowski.
Yes to remove.
Camp, yes. The item has been removed from the table, 7-2.
Madam Chair.
I need a motion and support on the check before I can go to discussion.
Move to pay the check.
Motion by Mr. Liss. Support by Ms. Vogt. Discussion, Mr. Stevens.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I believe this, this item, when it went to the table, I believe Ms. Kumartin was precluded from voting on it.
That's correct.
Oh, that is correct.
And she voted to remove it from